Welcome back. Do you see that there is a combination role to be had in the future between the Oriental medicines and the Western medicines? And do you see more of a creeping in of the Oriental medicines being used by more and more traditional physicians?
More and more medical doctors are studying Oriental medicine and studying homeopathic medicine both. And it's my desire, it's my goal to be working in clinics and maybe someday even hospital settings that welcome the homeopath and welcome the acupuncturist as a team, as part of a team. Certainly surgery has its place. Antibiotics and other drugs have their place. I don't want there being any sort of thing as alternative medicine. What I'd like to see is complementary medicine with everybody working together as a team. That would be, so then everybody has their pick and we can all work together and decide exactly what is the best treatment for any given problem at any given time.
Interesting. I'd like you to go over some of the terms. We've just been kind of talking about them, assuming that everyone knows what we're talking about. Maybe we should get into a little bit of what we are discussing. I think people are familiar with acupuncture. That is actually the needles that go in that correspond to various areas. Do you work with acupressure as well, or is it just strictly acupuncture?
I have been trained to do acupressure, but I send my patients who need acupressure to someone who does that. I strictly do, in terms of Oriental medicine, the needles, which, by the way, are very tiny and about as thick as a hair, so one doesn't really feel it at all. There's no pain associated with Oriental medicine and acupuncture at all. Let's see, then we have herbal medicine, which is a subcategory of Oriental medicine, and a whole medical science unto itself. We can treat any medical problem using herbs. They've been used for thousands of years by the Aborigine cultures on every continent. Then we have homeopathic medicine, and that's a totally different thing. A lot of times patients come to me, they come in and they go, I want homeopathic medicine. Or they get my name from a friend as a homeopath. What they don't realize is homeopathy is only 200 years old. It's actually a Western science. It's not, has nothing to do with the Orient or Oriental medicine at all. It was discovered by a German doctor 200 years ago.
Interesting.
And its roots are in Hippocrates and the whole Western medical movement. So that's homeopathy. Then we have nutritional medicine, and that's dealing with two things. One, what one eats, and secondly, supplements like taking vitamin C or more vitamin B or folic acid, that kind of thing.
A lot of people will read about these various techniques in magazines, or not the acupuncture so much. I don't think anyone's going to do that to themselves. But they hear that herbs heal, or that, you know, maybe if I take extra doses of this or that, this will clear up the problem that I have. And I see that there's a real problem with people just taking something for granted and going out and buying something off the shelf and thinking that it's going to work. Are you concerned as well that people are maybe misdiagnosing themselves, mistreating themselves by just assuming that these things are not going to hurt them if they take them?
Well, there's a plus and a minus on that. That's a difficult one. It's nice that things are more accessible and that more people are open to going to the drugstore and looking for an herbal product or a homeopathic product instead of aspirin or Tylenol.
Right.
That's the upside. The downside is that patients come in and I say, bring your bag of supplements that you have and herbs, and they'll bring a huge bag, and well, obviously they're coming to see me because it didn't work. So in a way they wasted some of their money because they purchased products that weren't really the right ones for them. Usually they don't take them so much that there are side effects, although if someone took herbal products long enough, there are documented cases of potential side effects. Same with certain vitamin supplements. You can imbalance the other vitamins in your system. With homeopathy, you can't do too much damage if you were to take the wrong one or too much of it.
But to some degree, there is some danger. People really should seek out It's just like any over-the-counter medicine. You're not going to want to take 200 Tylenol. It's not going to be good for you. You want to see a professional and let them determine what the correct dosage is. Or
it's really, if you go to the health food store and get an herb and it gets rid of your headache, then that's okay. like taking an aspirin is okay if it gets rid of your headache just like that. But if it's a chronic problem that keeps reoccurring, it's not something that someone should try to treat themselves, because they're going to run into trouble and another problem is going to creep in somewhere else. The human body is very complex, and although taking herbs and homeopathics is easy, it's more complex than it might look on the surface.
What are the things that you see people for? Can you give us a broad range of what people visit you for, what their problems are?
Well, according to the state of California, I'm licensed to practice medicine as a primary care provider, meaning people come off the street to see me for just about anything. They're not referred from their doctors. I specialize in women's health issues like PMS, endometriosis, cysts, fibroids, cramps, skin problems, pregnancy, whatever. But I also treat a lot of headaches, digestive problems, all kinds, ulcers, back, neck, shoulder, sciatic pain. I can't think of anything that I haven't seen in the last 11 years of my practice. I've seen depression, emotional problems, insomnia, cataracts. Basically, anybody who wants a different approach will come in to see me.
Okay.
So there's no limit.
Interesting. All right. We need to take another break. We'll be right back.